Hello, this is Cultivating Organic by Greenwise Joe. I'm making this video because I was tagged by Hello My Garden. Thank you. Apparently there's this thing going on which originated from UK, I believe, where gardeners are tagged and asked 10 questions regarding gardening. I'll try to do my best to answer. Okay, and I do thank you for considering me to be part of this, and rather than boring you by looking at me while I give you my answers, I will show you another part of me. I will be focusing my camera on one of my painting. One per questions. I feel like I can be a very boring person and I don't intend to bore anyone. So this is the way I decided to do it. So here goes. So question number 1, how long have you had your allotment garden? We bought this property in 1989 and I have been gardening since then. And my method of gardening then was not the same that I do now. I do organic gardening and I do have my raised bed, whereas at that time we would till our backyard, and that's how I get my garden. Question number 2, how long did you have to wait for your allotment? Well, obviously I don't have an allotment. We do have our backyard where we do our gardening, so I guess this question is not applicable for me. So let's go to the next question. Question number 3, where did you learn about gardening? Okay, growing up I always had my own little ornamental garden. I would gather some cuttings from neighborhood garden where they allow me to have it, and I would even have conversation on how to go about planting them. And another experience I had growing up was helping my father plant yucca in our backyard, where he will cut those stems 10 to 12 inches long and stick them on the ground in an angle, and we would water them until they start sprouting. Yucca plant it provides the tubers known as cassava, and that's one of my experience in gardening. Okay, number 4 is if I do winter gardening. Do I plant winter gardening? Actually, that is my favorite time of the year to plant simply because I don't have to worry about the humidity and the extreme heat in summer, and I also avoid a lot of bugs that way. Winter or autumn is actually my favorite time of the year to plant. Okay, question number 5, what's your biggest success? I guess I would say that the factor for success really depend on how the weather is on a year-to-year basis. And this year, if I will give a success story, would be my sweet potato, because this was the very first time I have harvested over 30 pounds of sweet potato, and it was quite a surprise and a pleasant one at that. So for this year's success, I would say my sweet purple and orange potato is my biggest success. What is my biggest gardening disaster? Now, last September I have my sons and my grandchildren come for a visit, and needless to say I got very busy, and then on top of that we have some terrible downpour that comes to us almost on a daily basis for 3 to 5 days at a time, and the ground was saturated and all, and so I really just can't find myself out there, you know, braving that weather. And when I did finally manage to, we discovered that cutworms, mice, and even squirrels had decimated all of the plant that I planted in that 3 raised beds out there. And I try to salvage what I can, and I let my poultry enjoy that. But for this year's gardening disaster, that would be it. And actually, I had that on a video. Okay, question number 7. Do you have a tried and true crop? Now, I feel like a lot of my vegetables give me different harvest every year. Some more, some a little less. But if I have to pick one, I would say my baby bok choys, one of my favorite greens. They're very easy to start from seed, and they really are very easy to grow as well. So if I had to pick one, I would say baby bok choy. Number 8. Are you planting something new next year? Yes, I'm actually waiting for delivery, and next year I will be making a video of a new plant, and as of now I'm waiting for it to be delivered. Okay, number 9. How do you preserve your crops? Okay, several ways. I freeze them, and then I can them, but I really do prefer to eat my harvest while they're fresh. But those are the 2 main methods I use, freezing them and canning them. Question number 10. What is your favorite meal? I guess if it's going to be lunch and dinner, because I'm not much for breakfast, I would say my favorite meal would be pancit or rice noodles. That's something I grew up with and can never outgrow that taste. And I also would enjoy that very much with fried chicken on the side. Okay, so now that I answered 10 questions, I believe I'm supposed to tag 3 more people. And the nominees that I'm going to name are Rick Larson, Lucky Robin, and Fernster Farm Greenhouse. I will be notifying them.